welcome to my channel. Today I'm here with a flip through of the completed Seaside journal. It has ended up fairly large, but it is lovely and squishy. I've tied it up with some blue sari silk that also has on a bold pin with an image from the Ruby and Pearl kit that I've just left at the back, but I've put on a gloss varnish and some beads and bling on there as well. So I'll just take that off. You were with me for the cover here, and then we open up, and again you were with me for this package I put together, which I've tied up with some tea-dyed seam binding, and you have this, and then I've just tied this into a bow just to keep it all together, even though it's clipped to the top as well. I haven't put anything into here, I don't think, no. And I've just put a piece of vintage ephemera on the back from 1972, which is, I was a teenager then. You were here with this. I've put a bit of extra lace on, and then I've just done a journal card with this image with a small label collage and backed in tea-dyed paper. This is one of my painted papers from last Saturday, I think's video. I put an image and roughed it up a bit with a label onto this glassine bag, and again we did this one when I did the ephemera, and I'll link all these other videos below, and another journal card with a label on just to slot in there for an extra writing space. But I like the way these painted papers turned out. Well, they were gesso scraping. Some vintage ledger, and again a piece of vintage ephemera notepad that you can write on, and just an embossed card that I've put a little image on and a label, and some gold flakes. You'll find the gold flakes throughout. I got into using them in this journal. As you can see, some more gold flakes and a card from another video we made. I will link these videos below. It's on a mixed media tags. This is just one of the images that I've printed on linen paper, and I've just put a couple of tags in. I can't remember where these came from, but it was a crab and a crab, so I thought they went together, and just slotted them in there with my own little hole reinforcers that I've inked up. This is an envelope, another image on linen paper, and on the back I've put one of Sam Paul's oh dear, cabinet card backs. And then this is just an envelope that I've roughed up, put my own stamp on, and put an image from the kit in that as well. These are just two, this could be used as a bookmark, I thought, when you're using the journal. So I backed everything in tea-dyed paper or other papers, put a frame around this image to give it more of a focal point. Slot that in there. And then this, I'm not sure where this came from. I had lots of these papers sort of, I'd cut something out on another sheet, and so all I've done is just roughed up the edges and inked them and put it in as a side tuck with some gold flakes on. And this is from the big snippet roll that I did, where I used it as a pocket in the other video, and I just made this bit into a journal card to go in there. That's just a page edge. It actually is a tuck as well, but I haven't put anything in there. I just put some scraps. I found this. I've done some reorganizing in the craft room, and I found a lot of these page edges I'd made but not ever used, so I built it up with some of the scraps I use for a pocket further on. And these are one of my slides that we made in another video. I've got quite a bit in here from other videos. I'll have to link them all. And I've used a rusted paper clip there, oh, and here as well. And again, an embossed tag with a bit of gold on. And actually, it was an embossed tag. This was some painted papers, but it's watercolor paper, and I tried stenciling through using watercolors through stencils, but it didn't work very well. But however, I've used them as tag backgrounds. I thought that was quite handy, and I've just put an image on with one of my labels and some embossed card that again I've put gold on. Got to use these with these mistakes up somehow, haven't you? I think it works quite well actually as a background. It just didn't look as a whole very good. There's the middle. And again, one of my other little slides I made. Leave that there. And this is another same envelope. I just aged it up a bit with a bit of my tape. But inside, I've just put in, again, this was another mistake with the watercolor stenciling. So I thought I'd use it in here. People can use it to collage with, whoever gets this journal. And just some scraps that were left over of the paper as well. So I just thought that would be quite handy for whoever wants it. And again, another of those papers that I roughed up a bit, put a label on. This, I've got a feeling this was a freebie, but I can't remember who from, which I've just aged. And I used my sandpaper on one of the rough bits, and it went through the page, which was quite handy because I put my faux tape on to put it back together again. And this was just a Polaroid from Raindrop Lila that I've backed, but I've been stamping in a few places using this stamp, which my son bought me over, which was very kind of him. Tiny Text CMS 394. And it's got some beautiful sayings on that you can stamp, and they're perfect for journals because they're just the right size. Page from the kit. Again, this is from this fold over here, Stereograph card is from Raindrop Lila, and I printed it on linen paper. And this is one of my painty papers, the gesso scraping papers I've used as a background with one of the images from Ruby and Pearl. And again, always take the scenic route. This is from those tiny texts, and I had to cut that off a bottom of card, so I just stuck it onto there so it coordinates with everything. Vintage postcard from Marseille showing the beach. This I've made in another video, altered guest checks. I made a pocket, again using images from various people and some Tim Holtz tissue. And then I've backed it so you can also write on it. And this is a tuck spot. So if you wanted to, you could put some other things in there. Another photo image on some linen card, again backed with samples cabinet card. Pages from the kit. We did this in the other video, the ephemera making video, one of those mixed media tags, again with some gold flakes. Vintage ledger, and then I've put this onto this side of the paper bag with some ruffle of the Swiss dot, and inside is a piece of vintage ephemera from 1888, German. So I've just slotted that in there. Again, some of the Arabic texture paste paper. And this is the pockets we made as well. And I put some gold paste on here and a bit of that electrical tape. You've got in the top pocket from Mocote, Largo de Lugano, Italian postcard by the looks of it. And then I've just made some images. Life was meant for great adventure. I've just put these onto either, I think, oh no, that's on a sample cabinet card back. and the others are on tea paper. Shine Like the Stars. I'm really getting into these tiny texts, they're great. And then we come to the back of the journal, where that's the other part of the, well, some of the large snippet roll I did. And this was from last year, from a booklet I'd got left over. And this was a tag that I put onto, yes, craft paper, bit of embossed paper and a bit of that ruffle that was left over, and just roughed it up. So there's my seaside journal. I hope you've enjoyed that, and don't forget to hit the like button and check out the videos that I list below and pin. It would be great if you'd check out how I made this with the Amazon envelope and some wadding. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Don't forget to hit all those like buttons and notification bells, and subscribe if you haven't. It'd be great if you came along. Thanks a lot. Bye.